question is, what is frozen shoulder? I've actually had a few questions regarding this just from people responding to this workshop, so I thought that that would probably be the best place to start. Okay. So frozen shoulder is initiated by a huge inflammatory reaction. The capsule that's shown in this picture is red. It's very much like what it looks like in the initial stages of frozen shoulder. It's red, it's inflamed. There's increase in angiogenesis, which is another word for blood vessel formation. Over time, this does calm down, and what we're left with is an increase in scar tissue and a capsule that has actually contracted on itself. This whole process can take anywhere from 4 months to 3 years, depending on a lot of different factors. Now, the biggest thing that differentiates frozen shoulder from other shoulder issues is a loss of range of motion. And this loss of range of motion needs to be in at least 3 different directions. So sometimes if you have a tear, you'll lose range of motion in one direction, but you'll be able to move it in all the other directions. This is what differentiates frozen shoulder from other injuries. And when I say that it's self-limiting, so from 4 months to 3 years, I mean that it does have a process that it follows. So it's this inflammation followed by this contracture and then stretching back out again. There is some discrepancy in the literature as to whether it will resolve on its own functionally. In other words, the pain may resolve, but without working at and getting your range of motion back, you may be stuck with long-term functional or range of motion deficits. And I also want to talk, there's 2 different kinds of frozen shoulder. There's primary or idiopathic, which means there's really no apparent reason for it to happen. Sometimes it's something very small and insignificant, but that creates this massive inflammatory reaction. Secondary frozen shoulder, which is the kind that I have, results from a trauma. So something like a fracture, which is what I had, a dislocation or rotator cuff tear, and then you develop the frozen shoulder after that.